We make the descent on this March the 10th down from the lofty highs of Enough About Me.
A couple of repeat guests. Chris Curtis for his third time. But not more than anybody else. That's all you need to know in the state of this fucking podcast.
To the real K&C, Ken Laird here.
Chris Curtis.
Mike Mutnansky, the focus of Enough About Me.
But why not make Mutt the full-time third man in?
Mike Mutnansky, third man in today.
We got a text from Ken at about 5 o'clock saying, Mutt's here, he's ready to go. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it was who got killed?
No matter how big the Jimmy G news was, Mutt was still the number one news today.
It was a Mutt day. Kirk said that during a break. I said we have this montage of all of the Schefters, rap sheets, and Peter Kings.
Do not anticipate trading Jimmy Garoppolo.
Garoppolo, take him off your radar. He's not going anywhere.
No matter what.
They're not going to trade him.
And Jerry and Kirk were like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. And Kirk's like, yeah, and put some shitty Mutt there at the end. It's a Mutt day.
Look at how much money people are going to spend on Easter candy. It's like $1.98 billion this year on Easter candy. And a lot of that going towards Peeps, which is just, I mean, I'd rather have sardines, Brussels sprouts. I'd rather not eat anything than have to eat a Peep. All true. That's a good point.
We just could add shitty Mutt to any audio that we chose to play today, and it worked. It worked today. Sometimes Mutt puts on an act, the Mutt fake outrage, as Kirk calls it.
And then when you're asked to defend it, John, on multiple levels, not just this radio station.
He'll have exaggerated emotion for effect.
Yes. Was that the case today with his pouty, bitchy mood when pushed to whether he wants 2 days a week or no days a week?
I have no interest in doing 2 days a week under my current deal with this radio station. You want me to do 2 days a week? It's going to cost more money.
I was surprised he took that approach today.
I wouldn't call him the Scott Boras of WEEI. I don't really understand his negotiating tactics here. He's saying that he'll only do 2 days a week if he gets some financial incentive.
It's going to cost more money.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
No, it'll be Joey will say to you,
no,
you either do 2 days a week or you quit.
Okay, great. So I'll go find something else to do.
Okay.
Because he's feeling a little leverage.
Right. But if he doesn't do 2 days a week, he'll just continue doing 1 day a week, and then that means 4 nights with Joe and Tim.
Let's go back to Mutt.
To me, I think we have the leverage. He gets more exposure. The more he does Monday, Friday, the more likely it is in the next couple months, weeks, however long, that they may say, okay, we're going to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
All it takes is one show from Reamer where he takes another shot out of the ass and goes beyond whatever line he's already crossed.
Pull down your pants a little bit.
And he's banned.
And he's banned.
By management.
And
yes.
then we're in a bind, and if he's already doing 2 days a week, it's done. This way, he's not going to get more money just to do 1 extra day a week, in my opinion. I think they should give him, I want him to get paid. Whatever they can pay him, I want him to get a raise.
Sure.
He's awesome. He's a great guy.
Oh, he's great.
Good husband, good dad, all that.
How do you know he's a good husband and good dad?
Because he seems like a really nice guy.
No, you're gullible.
I trust him.
Okay.
It's like I look to Jerry like I look at like a great American man.
I am
true.
the American dream.
You sound like Pete Ames right now saying that David Price is a good human being.
I think I know Mutt better than Pete Abe knows David Price.
Disagree.
So I'm here with Pete Abrams.
But I don't understand how holding out and not doing 1 extra show a week is a smart move. It's a very dumb long-term move.
Stupid.
I think it's a premature playing of the cards.
I don't even think he has any cards.
Well, he does. He sensed on the podcast correctly Kirk's overall frustration with the casting couch.
I mean, there are days where, today we didn't have anybody. Yesterday we had nobody for 2 hours. We had Evan Drellick. The show was not great.
Don't you agree with him on that point?
Absolutely.
We need one big horse. We need one big ace to fill out the rotation. I think we've got. I like Reamer.
I love logging on to Grindr.
I consider us having 3 right now: Trenny, Reamer, and Mutt. Meter you can't count on. Much as I love Meter, we just can't count on his availability.
These are tough to digest if you're an Eagle fan.
Which means if we had a 4th, if we had a Shaughnessy once a week,
I have to go now.
I think we're back to being in business. So I don't think we're that far off. But I sense Kirk is he's lacking a little faith in the overall body.
Okay, so you say he has cards because Kirk is feeling frustrated with the current rotation.
Right.
Okay, but his alternative to not doing more shows with us is to give more updates in the 6th inning of a Red Sox-Royals game.
Joe, thanks so much. Danny Valencia has had his first home run of the season for the Blue Jays.
That, to me, is not appealing. I think Mutt gets much more happiness, much more joy, while he's frustrated, gets a lot more exposure. That cannot be argued from 6 to 10.
I don't know. His quote to me coming out of the booth today was, I hate this fucking show. So
right. But it's addictive.
He doesn't like Kirk ribs.
It makes sense. You make no
He
sense.
doesn't like Kirk ribs, did you just say?
He did throw his headphones today. Was that legit?
He was actually mad.
The clock is a product of dummies, okay? Dummies who book Andy
6
Brickley.
Marinero in studio
what
at
do you think?
10:30, Brickley at 11, Red Sox baseball at 12:25.
He's storming out.
He's out!
Kick the garbage can on the way out.
But with Mutt, there's always some of it is for effect. But just to close the negotiating thing, he doesn't want to do more nights of the Red Sox.
And today's lucky numbers, 25, the number of the red-hot Jackie Bradley Jr.
He would rather be here 2 mornings a week. He thinks he might be able to get some money. As I said, I hope he gets it. But I think it's silly to not agree to doing Monday, Friday if management approves of it.
No chance.
Because it brings him closer to his ultimate goal of doing this every day.
The problem here is, although Kirk and Jerry are on his side and want him 2 days a week, management is not on his side. Not for this role. They want Trenny 5 days a week. They want Mutt to be the Red Sox guy. Therefore, Mutt throwing a fit and trying to hold out for more money to do 2 days a week is going to go nowhere. Unless Kirk and Jerry battle for them.
Joey wants to look at the ratings of the other co-hosts and also have a full show discussion, not just the.
I don't want to talk to him.
And just they're not willing to do that. They don't even want to talk to Joey. They don't want to speak to management right now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of communication going from Jerry and Kirk upwards to the management tree these days.
Not a lot. None. Zero. Zilch.
Yeah, it's sort of like the old Dino during breaks relationship.
And clean up after Mike Adams.
So yeah, I don't. It's
not like Jerry and Reamer talking during breaks.
Jerry and Reamer talk constantly during the breaks.
You think?
Yeah, I always see them talking.
It's not really.
Kirk's in there. I mean,
What are you talking about?
What are you
What are you talking about? I'm there every break.
Yeah, you would have thought I said that, Jerry was a murderer or something. All I said was that he seems to talk with Reamer more and breaks in with other people. Every time I walk in there and he's with Reamer, they're having a pleasant conversation.
I'm talking to the car now, Jerry.
That's not always the case with everybody else. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But no, I thought today's show overall was great. We had the hoax, not hoax, what was the Jimmy G thing, and we had a day of Mutt, which really sort of sustained us for 4 hours.
Adam Schefter was live with us at 7 a.m. this morning. That was a great get by you.
Good job, Chris
Good
Curtis.
show. Excellent work today, Curtis.
All anybody's talking about in the city, we have the guy that you want on at that point. And it was a terrific interview, of course, by Kirk and Jerry.
Yeah,
And sometimes Mutt.
Kirk, I don't know, sometime in the 6 o'clock hour said, I think right before our first break, said that if Adam Schefter is on the midday show, I will be fired.
Who, Schefter?
Yeah.
I think we're going to have. I'm not doing this again, but I think we're having him on at 7 o'clock hour.
Right? He's on at 10:05.
The overnight guys.
If he's not on this show, he's on the midday show, Chris. I'm not kidding. You're gone.
And
you were a little nervous. I could see you over there. You were squirming a bit.
Well, Schefter, before the day that he went on the midday show, what was that, a week ago?
Mm-hmm.
So up until that point, I've contacted him. He's not a guy I contact a lot. He is big moments. Use him in the right spots. He's kind of got a Mad Dog effect to him.
How we doing, Jerry? Kirk?
Stephen A. Smith type.
Stephen A. Smith.
So when I went on WEEI, Dennis Callahan, great guys.
They're guys that are good to the show, that I have a relationship with through communicating them, producing the show.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to push it. You don't want to get to that point because then they'll say back off.
Okay.
You want to keep them at the proper distance.
Right.
And so for whatever reason, this Garoppolo story has really, you hear it in his voice, has bothered Schefter.
No, you asked me what I thought it would take to get him.
Good morning, guys.
I gave you my answer, okay? And all of a sudden that became a report.
The reaction has bothered him. The questioning has bothered him. The Florios of the world have bothered him.
You've done this for a long time. Does it piss you off when the guy like Florio says you're being used by the Patriots?
It's amazing how often people can speculate on sources and be wrong. And, Jerry, you've been a reporter. How many times have you gotten a call, hey, do me a favor, just mention this because we want to get this message out. I'd like to think I have a little bit more integrity to know when to be used like that. I mean...
No, what I would say with my
he's been downright pissy.
So I asked for him to come on a week ago, and he was, no, I don't want to do this. And then he just was doing a bunch of hits with ESPN. Couldn't get on. He came on the midday show that day.
Right.
And then for the start of free agency, Kirk had mentioned on Wednesday, let's get Schefter on for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him again, and he's like, no, I no offense to you. I can't do it. I have to be near my phone.
Okay.
So I'm feeling like, all right, like, have I burned the Schefter bridge? Like, what's going on? Like, it was bizarre. He had never really said no before. He'd always reschedule at a different time or give me another option.
Yeah. Understanding it is obviously a massively busy time for him.
Right, but this is the time of year that, like, Florio, I have a good relationship with Florio.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday was a busy time for him. We got him on. These guys will do it. They know the power of the show. They know the reach it has, and they know the guys that are hosting it are good guys, so they like to do it.
Right.
Anyway, so I was communicating via email last night with Schefter, and he said, I can try and do it between 7:15 and 7:20 tomorrow morning. I said, great. Right after Kirk sends me that, gives that notice that I'm going to be fired if this doesn't happen, about 15 minutes later, I get an email back, and I can't see what's in the content of it, so I click on it. I'm just praying And then he confirmed it, so thank God.
That was great. It was a good spot. I bet you that'll get a lot of reaction. It already has.
You did say on TV this morning if the Browns offer the Patriots 4 first-round picks for Garoppolo, they wouldn't do it?
Again, I'm telling you, I'm not saying that, okay? I'm saying what I've been told by various people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. I see where you're going with this. It's going to be a headline, right?
The awkward defensive nature when Kirk was pressing him on his belief versus what his report is, and he appears to be correct, right? I mean, he's backed up again, as we've discussed on the show today, with a lot of Jimmy G talk. Jerry's defiant. He doesn't want to believe it, but it certainly appears.
He stuck his chest out even further today, saying with the 4 first-round picks, because it's whatever, 4:30 this morning, we're thinking, how many tweets do we get saying, where is Schefter? Wake up, Schefter. Ha ha, Schefter wrong again. He probably got millions of those. So he's now even, sort of stronger behind that statement. And everybody else has come around. Peter King, Rap Sheet, Florio, even to a point, while mocking him, says he doesn't expect Garoppolo to be traded.
Jim Cornelison also reported that, I
Jim
believe.
Cornelison, the guy sings an anthem, hangs out with Jimmy G, gets the lowdown, and tweets it.
Do you have pictures of him at the Blackhawks game?
I saw a Snapchat of a video.
Yes. He got like a hat on backwards and a beer in his hand.
He was Jim Cornelius does the anthems there. He had a
right,
video.
Jim Cornelius, yeah, right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Cornelius? What are you talking about?
the famous national anthem.
Very famous.
Yeah, Jim
Thank you,
Cornelius.
Ken. Thank you very much. Yes, everyone knows who he is.
Now, we had fun today. It was mostly bash on Mutt, though. Beyond that, we had headlines that featured Do You Want Mutt full-time on the couch? We had a lot of good calls.
Steven's in Providence. Hey, Steven.
But how can you be making contract demands or requesting more money when you're just a glorified fill-in? And
it's a good question.
You either have to have leverage or talent. You've been responsible for more deaths at night than black ice. I don't understand how you know.
Steven, you wouldn't know talent if it hit you in the face. That's the problem.
Really?
Steve.
Because I've listened to your show and I've been in 2 car accidents. So,
and then Mutt said, I hope you die, which I thought was a good comeback.
Yeah, it was a first for Mutt to wish death on the
dead.
caller, yes.
It's too bad you didn't die in one of those.
That's not right.
That's nice.
It's not nice to say to a listener.
No, it's not. You can say I caused car accidents, but I can't make a joke back. That's fine.
We had a swear by Mutt and a swear by Jerry today.
Yeah, you got that one. I missed it.
Yes. Jerry said sinkingshit.com.
It's sinkingship.com.
I think that's fine. That's what Pete said the first time in the unedited on-air walk-off.
So, of course, Mutt, what did Mutt say? Ass?
Dickhead.
Dickhead. No, it was something worse.
Well, he said he had 2 swears then, because dickhead is also not allowed. He dropped that one in there.
Yeah, it's something else. Anyway.
You had a hot take today, I might add, at 8:23. Was that the official time?
So, traffic on the threes is a staple in Massachusetts.
Sure.
Because of WBZ. And, people all around Boston, New England are going to now at 8:23 get a Curtis hot take.
So let's have Chris. Maybe Chris Curtis will boost us with a little 8:23 hit every day. What do you think?
I can set the dialogue for the city.
All right, let's hear
it,
Curtis.
He wasn't hacked. He's not getting traded. He's pissed that he's not getting traded. He doesn't want to be the backup again this year. And this was last night his way of sort of giving a middle finger to the team, saying, you're going to have to deal with this tomorrow morning.
If indeed he wasn't hacked, this is huge.
I think it's going to be a
Curtis on the 23s?
Curtis on the 23s. I think it's got a nice ring to it.
Hey, I will give you props. You had a bold take. You had a kind of a whack pack idea, a theory, a sports take. Kirk, I don't think, listened.
No.
But he didn't jump down your throat. He listened enough that it wasn't a ridiculous idea. He didn't shoot you down. So that's a win. That's like Mutt felt like it was a win. He was getting, 60% of the vote against him?
Right. Had I stuttered, not properly spoken English, any of the above, Kirk would have pointed it out, laughed, and would have moved on. He couldn't grab anything. He wasn't listening to the actual content of what I was saying. He was looking to see if I could speak English properly.
Correct.
Whose fault is it?
I will blame
Blame who? Blame who?
Pass that test.
Diction.
Nobody really cared about it. We moved on, which, as you said in the control room, is a win.
Great enunciation. You came out banging.
I wonder the test is like, what's the 8th month of the year? Isn't it like basic stupid stuff or no?
Yes.
Yeah, just basic, what's the 4th month of the year? How many
I just
days
said the 8th month here. you just...
Can I make a quick aside about Kirk yesterday? So he mentioned in the podcast that Jerry said I was lifeless yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's called me lifeless as well a couple days.
And he said, I
called
agree.
Me a lump.
He said, I agreed with that assessment. I don't think that's needed to be said. I don't think there's ever been a time when somebody has criticized me where Minahan would then say, I disagree. I think Curtis did a good job. So going from now on.
Hey, we got praise on the Section 10 podcast or whatever that is, the Carabas podcast.
Who's the best producer in the market?
The best producer in the market. I'll tell you, we have this guy, Ken Laird, who's doing the morning for us. Pete, you might know him. Do you know Ken?
Do. Yeah.
Ken's doing a great job for us. He's really helped the show a lot. And Chris Curtis, who I've had a lot of trouble with, has done a good job too. The two producers have really found a groove. It's hard for me to give Curtis credit, but they've done a good job. Jimmy Stewart, I think, works really hard. I don't think there's any doubt Jimmy works hard. And I listened to his podcast with you guys, and he said nice things about me, so I think Jimmy does a great job.
It was very nice. I didn't hear that until you played that earlier this morning. So, kind words.
Yeah.
Well, you offered Minahan yesterday in the podcast we could switch producers, and they said no.
Yeah, he said not perfect, but he'll take what he can get. You know, as Jerry said, it was damning with faint praise. We're prom queens at a welding school, I suppose, but that's fine.
Yeah, tallest midgets.
Which double-day recap, of course, here on the K&C Friday edition of the show. Yesterday, we had the post-show podcast. Yesterday was a Thursday. We had the breaking football news late in the show with the Patriots signing a corner. That kind of carried the last hour and a half. So really 2 days in a row we've had big breaking football news.
Maz loves Stephon Gilmore. He's seen the guy play. He thinks he's got great backpedaling ability, agility.
He not only loves him, he likes him.
I love the player. Okay, I like the player.
He's brilliant. I mean, I think about...
He's broken down a lot of tape on him.
Lombardi, Belichick, Maserati.
Yeah.
My focus is on the 5.
I was like when you reference him as the player. It makes you sound so...
I love the player.
Like,
official.
What is Tony thinking? Like... We know you don't know who Stephon Gilmore is.
No.
It took us 10 minutes to figure out how much he was going to get paid.
Are you suggesting Maz is not telling the truth? Is this a Governor Baker accusation here that you're getting into?
Bang on that.
Bang on that.
Bang on that.
Hey, bang on this.
I don't know of what you speak. Yes, no, I would say that Tony Maz enjoys fishing in New Bedford.
You're going to be fishermen.
Thank God for breaking football news, because we had one day we trotted out the best all-white basketball team, and what did we get into yesterday in the first
Most nauseating celebrity couples?
Oh, yeah. We had 2 segments.
Should we take any of these calls or no? It's up to you.
Yes, after we get back.
Oh, we can take calls when we get back.
Yes.
2 segments up on couples.
Yes,
I like
617-779-790.
And Kirk's all-important question, can people change? Can convicts change? Was that the essential gist of it?
Do you think people can change, Curtis and Ken?
Yeah. Charlie Sheen.
He's changed a lot. He's changed a lot.
From what?
Dramatically changed. He was off the rails.
What's he doing now?
He's
following on Twitter?
He's fine.
He's insane.
He's normal. Showed up for the Sox game.
Drugged out of his mind. He has AIDS. He's changed?
Well, it changes a man. So anyway, what's our resolution here with the Mutt situation? Management wants us to meet as a band of 4, in this case 5, with Joe Zarbano involved.
Joey Zarbano, one of the biggest snakes in history.
Kirk and Jerry flat refuse. So I sense that we're going to be getting Mutt randomly now throughout the summer. He will not be a 2-day. Not only does Mutt refuse, barring contract negotiations, I think it's going to be a sporadic summer.
Better chance Garoppolo is traded today than the 5 of us have a meeting at any point in the next couple weeks. I don't see Jerry and Kirk having any part of a Zarbano sit down.
Yeah.
At least for what I got in the mood in the office.
Well, I don't disagree with Zarbano's approach entirely to going over the ratings on the days that Mutt is in and just applying. I'm a science guy.
Yeah, engineer.
Babies and television and reports therein. So we're going to go over the science.
You don't watch any TV, but you are a science guy.
Yeah. Why? Do those correlate?
I don't know. There's science shows on TV.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm interested to see how that pans out.
Me too. I think we've seen them.
A lot of the ratings of the show are going to be dictated by how good Kirk and Jerry were on those days, by the topics, by what was breaking in the sports world, in the political world, et cetera, et cetera. But we might find a trend or two with how the show does when Mutt's in versus Trenny. We do great all the time, but even bigly.
It'll be fascinating to see how that turns out.
Fascinating.
These are the kind of things that could convince management. Like if our ratings soar when Mutt's in.
Well, we have a pretty good week chunk here, the last weekly and the next weekly, where Mutt was in almost every day of those 2 weeklies, and they've been great. The next weekly, I think, we'll do very well. And we were number 1 last weekly, as we've been for a while. So, I think Mutt's a big part of this. I think 2 days a week makes sense for everybody involved. Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe the fall. That's what, after Sox season, maybe.
But a big part of this is this summer is to have Mutt not calling the Sox games, is to have him
ready for fill-in shows.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I think that's a big aspect for why Jerry and Kirk mentioned this yesterday, or why Kirk brought it up and why Jerry was, on board with it.
No doubt. That's where we missed Tanger. Tanger was good last year. Got us through some dog days of summer. He and Kirk had some excellent shows.
Hey, everybody, Ronnie Radio is here. Let's get to it. Golden Nugget because you dug it is a Twin Spin Tuesday. It is 29 minutes on the upswing before 10 o'clock.
Yeah, they were great. It was a good radio. It was. I wasn't here. I was listening to it.
We talked Tanger way too much, and Kirk doesn't even want to have his name broached anymore. What's the bang on that?
Bang on it.
And I understand, but it hurts. It still hurts me.
Big
I'm
weekend.
a Tangley guy.
You are.
I am at 12.
It's not funny.
Big weekend for you. Got
Yeah.
lots of pub today.
Yeah,
the
eight-
most
8
listened
o'clock.
to show in Boston.
No
was
wonder our
promoting-
8 o'clock ratings are so high.
Was promoting the big Saturday skate, even
Mm-hmm.
though Jerry still likes to call it Sunday, so a little confusing to the audience.
Are you guys back on tomorrow?
6 o'clock tomorrow, yeah.
That's a good
So
spot.
after the game?
6 to what, 6:15?
After the game, yeah.
6 to 7?
7:30.
Who's on?
Rear Admiral, Ty Anderson, yours truly.
I'll be listening.
The star, with all due respect, of Saturday Skate sent you a note today during the show.
I beg your pardon, the star of Saturday's game.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid over here.
You mean Rear Admiral?
Yes!
He is big. He's nationwide now. He's gone to Canada. He's been back.
Barstool,
Yeah.
doing shows.
Yeah, he should have some good stories. Rear does not shy away. He does not back down. He's like Bomani.
Bomani Jones does not back down.
So you ask him any question about any topic, he's going to give you a piece of his mind.
The food groups.
Like 3 food groups had, two, I don't know, 2 or 3. Had dairy, and had bread.
DVRs, those have become legendary. However, movies, man. Rear is like the TV guide. He just tweets out randomly what movie is on what channel at what time. Have you seen his Twitter feed?
I have.
You Can't Miss Untouchables on right now on International Film Channel. Great flick. He'll go and it's, I guess it's a good heads up.
He's a Renaissance man.
Yeah, provides a service on Twitter, like Dale.
The latest from Ian Rappaport. He tweets the following.
I always like that. The producer of Dan Patrick, which I think is a great show.
One of the Danettes?
One of the Danettes. And a big fan of K&C, likes the show. And he
You mean the Danette, who's the producer of...
Paul Pabst,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, you name dropping on me.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy in Brunswick, Maine. His name was Willie B. Mitchell.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, he'll tweet out close games, which I like. Like a Saturday afternoon, not in the football season.
Yeah.
Whatever, random good college basketball game on ESPN2. He'll tweet it out. So, you're just sitting there doing nothing, flip it on. So, Rear's providing that service for
the movie
for
fan.
cinephiles.
Yeah, not you.
No, I'm not into that stuff. I saw Animal House. Great flick. Rob Flill. Mutt, though, did do a nice Google search when he was asked what his book he's reading right now, which I had a bird's eye view of. I do that often, too, Mutt. Don't worry.
Well, he's into the classics, as you know.
He's asked what book he's reading. He's like, books to be reading now.
F. Scott Fitzgerald. Big F. Scott Fitzgerald fan.
What
Politics?
book are you reading?
Tender is the Night is the book I'm reading right now. Tender is the Night. That's right. I'm reading F. Scott Fitzgerald. Tender is the Night is the book I'm currently reading. I swear,
are not.
I swear on my kids that's
Why
the
would
book
you
I
read
read.
that?
Page you on?
Because we.
Because why?
It's a slow book.
Total pulling
It's
that
called
out of his ass. Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby. Good week, Chris. We'll be back here Monday. Not sure as to the dynamics next week. You'll
Could
have
be
to
Mutt.
tune in. Who knows? Might spin the wheel of choice.
Oh, that was a great staple this week that we did, and I think it should come back. And Mutt is actually negotiating with management right now about his contract, so we'll update with you the results on that on Monday.
All right. Good weekend, my friend.
It is currently Jesus, Mary. That's what's trending now on WEEI and WEEI.com. Good weekend.